Good morning. Good morning. लर्न वोकैबुलरी विद रमेश में हम अभी तक 17 चैप्टर्स को डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. टुडे इट इज 18th एंड 19th चैप्टर और 18th चैप्टर में वी विल टॉक अबाउट द वर्ड फ्री. So free is the word of the chapter, and in this discussion we will explore certain areas like how the word free is used, and most importantly how can we put it into our day-to-day English language conversation. We understand that it is not easy for everybody to get an opportunity to speak English or at least converse in English. We do not find so many opportunities. But this classroom tries to give you at least some input which is in easy to understand English and that helps you survive. So today we'll look at what is the title of the chapter. It is A Day Out, and in this chapter you can say the word of the discussion is free. So we'll start with free. What is free? And what are the various meanings given by free? So let's have a look. First things first, the word free has two general connotations. If somebody is free or something is free, that is there. So I say free. What does it mean? Suppose I have free time, or he is a free bird, or we have free space. All these things will give you different meanings. Free time is time which is not occupied. Free means spare time, something that is not in use. You have not committed that time to something. That is spare. Spare means something that is not being used right now, something that is not attached to something. If I say spare parts, suppose you take it, means the parts which are available additionally. It means this is not in use. It is an additional stock. So spare parts, spare time means time which is not being used. It means this particular period is additional. It is not being used. You have not committed. If you use the word, so this use of spare is as an adjective. But if I say spare the road and spoil the child, what does it mean? Here spare means leave. It means do not put in use. So if you spare the road means you do not use road, then what happens? a child gets spoiled. What does it mean? It means you have to use rod to discipline a child. So what is the idea? If it is free time, means this period is available, it is extra, it is additional. If you say it is a free bird means that bird is not caged, पिंजरे वाला नहीं है. It is a free bird. Caged means it is not imprisoned, क्योंकि वो तो कैद में है ना. So if somebody is not imprisoned, somebody is not caged, it means that's a free bird. So opposite of free is caged or imprisoned. If I say it is free space, what does it mean? This space is not occupied, it is available. So it is available means it is free, it is available, but space is available, bird is not available. You must have seen, some people wear some t-shirt and there is a caption, I'm available. Here available means I am not engaged, I am not in any relationship. I am available means I am looking for somebody for this relationship. I am available. So here are the differences, right? First, I am free means I am not committed to some task. I am not engaged in some activity. Space is free. It means this space is not occupied. It is available. If I say the bird is free, it means it is not caged. It is not imprisoned. If I say this is a free particle, what does it mean? It means this particle is not bound to something there. It is not attached. It is free. So free particle is not attached. Free particle is not bound. Got it? So you can see the word free, if this adjective goes with this noun, then this interaction, this interplay of adjective and noun gives rise to a new meaning, which is different from the rest of the combinations. So in any language, when a noun goes with an adjective, then that combination assumes absolutely a different meaning, right? So see, free time will give you a different synonym of free. Free bird will give you a different synonym of free. Free space will give you a different synonym of free. And free particle will give you a different synonym of free. The reason is this interaction of adjective and noun, I mean that noun phrase, this new entity, this interplay gives rise to a different shade of the meaning. And that different shade of the meaning requires a different word to capture that shade, right? So let's have a look at these various meanings and we'll see here. Grace was free of money worries. If you are free of worries, what does it mean? It means you are relaxed, you are relieved, so you are relaxed. Here, this free of worries, this combination is relieved. This combination is you are relieved of. But if you say free means relief, no, free does not mean relief. If you say Grace was free of worries, means she was unaffected by worries. But free does not mean unaffected. I hope you understand. So this combination of noun and adjective, I mean this noun phrase has a composite meaning, the meaning produced by the interaction of adjective and noun, and that composite meaning is different from, right? If you go for isolated meaning of free and isolated meaning of worry, but when we go with adjective and noun and the composite meaning, then this adjective will assume a new meaning. Or you can say, it assume means dharan karna, it will take the other meaning there. So it will assume a new meaning. I hope you understand. So say Grace was free of money worries for once. For once मतलब एक बार के लिए. So she got some money from somewhere and she was free of money worries. Now I can take she was free of worries means she was relieved of worries. Is it clear of, if you have a problem, like suppose you have some pathological issue, you have some disease, then what do? You get rid of. Get rid of means completely remove it. How to get rid of headache? Or how to get rid of? Get rid of means become free from. How to become free from this headache? How to become free? How to become free means how to get rid of. Means how do you separate yourself from something? How do you save yourself something? Then it is get rid of something. Means free yourself from the worries. Get rid of worries. Free yourself from worries. Get rid of worries. Free yourself from worries. Exempt. Suppose there is some tax and it says that you are free from the payment of tax. You are free from the payment of tax. It means you are exempted from. You are exempted from the payment of tax. But it does not mean free is relief, free is clear, free is rid of, free is exempt from, or free is unaffected by. No way. There are different contexts. If you say how to get rid of, then it becomes free. But then how to get rid of something there, that's a problem. That's a challenge. And then it becomes how to get rid of means how to become free from. You are free from the payment of tax means you are free. He or she is a free bird. Means one does not have any commitment. There are no engagements, there are no commitments, there are no burdens, there are no responsibilities, there are no restrictions. So you can enjoy independence. So here, see one thing, adjective free and noun, this combination gives rise to a new meaning, which is not represented by adjectives independently and which is not represented or signified independently by noun. So the interaction of these two words give rise to a composite meaning, and this composite meaning is different from individual meaning signified by the individual word, right? So let's see the second meaning of the use of something. Entry to somewhere, when you just go for an entry. The booklet was free means it was free of charge, it was cost free, it was free of cost. So when you say the booklet was free means it was free of charge, it was on the house. If you go to a restaurant and then they say that it is free of cost, what does it mean? It is on the house. Means who will pay for it? The house will pay for it. House is the organization. Suppose we have some King's Resort and you visit King's Resort, we offer you a lemonade. एक सिकंजी आपको ऑफर की गई, a lemonade, and it was a complimentary drink. Means it was free of charge for you, but who will bear the cost? The house will bear the cost. So it was on the house means who paid it? Not the customer, but the business organization paid for it. So if it is on the house, it means it is complimentary for you, but it is afforded by the organization or the house. So it is cost free. So I hope you understand what is on the house. The business house pays for it, it will bear the cost. You are not going to pay for it, you will enjoy it as a complimentary drink. It is free of charge for the consumer, but nothing comes for free, somebody pays for it. So who pays for it? The house pays for it. So we say it is on the house, means don't worry, you enjoy it and we will bear the cost. So there is a person, I'm busy and I won't be free, means I will be busy, I will not be. Are you free? So you are busy or you are easy? If you are easy means you do not have any serious commitment. If you are busy means you are engaged. Busy means you are not free. So one free is, what is the opposite of free? It is charged, it is paid. And the other opposite of free is busy. So if you are engaged, you are busy. If you are free means you are available, you are not occupied. At leisure means आराम से हो आप, you do not have any commitment. You are at leisure means you are free. That's there. If a person, we were free to leave. Free to leave means there was no restriction. We were free to leave. It means whenever we wanted, you are free to go. Means I do not have any obligation now. In my opinion, you are free. Means I do not have any work for you, and as an officer or as an in charge of the activity, I allow you to go there. So you are free to leave means you are allowed to, you are permitted. So you are free to leave means you are allowed to go, you are allowed to leave. But the point is, if you are not allowed to go, you are not allowed to move means you have to stay. You are not free means you are not allowed to go. You will stay here, you will not go away. That is, you are free to leave. Then we have, if there is a rope, the farmer tied one end of the rope to a fence. If you are tied, it is tied or it is free? End of the rope. This end of the rope is free, यानी रस्सी का ये वाला जो हिस्सा या सिरा है, that is free. It means it is not tied. It means it is not tied means it is the free end or the tied end. So it is the free end or the other end is the tied end. So if it is a rope, free, opposite of free is tied. It means that is attached. Free is loose, right? This is the free end means it is the loose end. You can tie it to anything. And if it is not fastened, fasten means tied. If it is not fastened, then you can say it is not tied to something. So fasten your seat belts. What does it mean? Tighten your seat belts. Tie your seat belts. Can you just exhaust? Switch off the exhaust. Yes. Thank you. So can you tighten the seat belt? It means fasten your seat belts. So if you fasten your seats, your table, there wasn't a table free in the cafe. If a seat or table is not free in the cafe, means not available. It means the guests were sitting there. In a restaurant, the guests were sitting there. The customers were, all the tables were taken. They were already busy. They were not available. They were not free. They all were occupied. They all were taken. They were not empty or they were not vacant. It means all the seats were taken. All the seats were busy. There was no free table, means there was no available table. So if a table is not available in a restaurant, it means it is not free. It means the table is taken. If it is about atmosphere or feeling, if I say free atmosphere, and it is interesting, what is free atmosphere? Free atmosphere, kiske charo? About the club. Free atmosphere means it is not supervised. Nobody is keeping an eye on you. If the atmosphere is absolutely free, means you are not being watched. It means it is informal setting. It is natural. Nobody is watching you. Atmosphere is free. So free atmosphere means nobody is watching you. You are free to move. You are free to do anything that you want. So you are free from any inhibition, reservation that I cannot do it and I should not do it that way. So you are relaxed, you are casual, you are informal, you are easy, and you are natural. I hope you understand. So there was a pleasant and free atmosphere about the club. About the means club, चारों ओर. About the club means club के चारों ओर. Then we have an animal. They wanted to see the animals running free. Running free means they were not chained. They were running free. Running free means अपनी मर्जी से जितना दौड़ना हो. So see the animals running wild, running at liberty, running loose. It means they were not chained. If you want to see the animals running free, it means you unleash the chain. You unleash the dog means you just leash ko hata diya, patta hata diya, and now it behaves in its free nature. So that is free means it is not confined, it is not tied to some peg, it is not chained, it is free. So if an animal is free, it means it is not chained. If it is a bird that is free, it means it is not caged. So it is loose, it is unconfined, it is not chained, it is at liberty. If a person, Desi was very free with her holiday spending money. If you are free with money, right, it means you are carefree in spending money. You spend your money lavishly. You are extravagant. आप बहुत फिजूल खर्च हो. If you are free with spending money, it means you are extravagant. It means you do not think, you are just free. You never economize, you never save money. A penny saved is a penny earned. So it is extravagant or it is liberal. So if you are liberal, you spend it lavishly, you spend it generously, you spend it extravagantly. It means you do not economize. So the more you have to economize means you have to spend money carefully. And if you spend it without thinking, you are an extravagant spender, and that is not good. Then if a country is free, means it is not emancipated, it is not colonized, it is not under the yoke of some other power. If it is under the yoke of some other power, yoke is the burden. If it is under the yoke of some other power, like before freedom, India was a slave. India was emancipated, right? If it is free, it is emancipated means it is free. And when it was slave, I mean India was a colony, it means it was not emancipated. When it is a colony and later colonizer declares it free, then it becomes emancipation. So you must have often heard emancipation of women. Empowerment of women requires emancipation of women. It means we have to free them. It means we have to free them from restrictions. So in many communities still there are so many restrictions on women. They are not allowed to move freely. They do not get good education, and they do not have their free will. They cannot do anything what they want to do. So let's see and read the passage. Since it was his day off, Pete was feeling happy and he was glad to be free of his responsibilities. If you are free of your responsibilities, means you are relieved of your responsibilities. So he was glad to be free of his responsibilities, means relieved of his responsibilities. Now, the person was allowed to choose any course of life he wanted to. It means he was free from his responsibilities. So if you are free of your responsibilities, it means you are relieved of your responsibilities as a security officer at the local hospital. Since he had not long arrived in the city, he had picked up a free guidebook. Pick up a free guidebook. What does it mean? If you pick up a free guidebook, means you do not pay for it. That is free of charge. That is on the house. You can go and get it. And then it was unfortunate that his girlfriend was not free today. His girlfriend was not free today. It means she was not available. She was busy in some other ways. This is something which is very much particular about European culture. So in India, if you discuss such a passage, it is not in harmony with our culture. Because reading a passage and the girlfriend is not free, sometimes it may appear that it's an offense. Because Indians should, and this is why European culture is so unstable. They do not have such a committed relationship, because there is a friend And there is a big difference between having a girlfriend or being committed to in a relationship like a husband and wife. So friends, we may have new friends, and we may move away from our current friends. But the problem is we do not do so in committed relationship like husband and wife. So they are boyfriends, they are girlfriends, that may be a casual relationship also. So European culture does not give due respect to such commitment in relationship. So the big problem is his girlfriend was not free today. So if you're doing a European text, then girlfriend and boyfriend is a common phrase, right? So she was not free today, it means she was not available. She was not free means she had some assignment, she had some commitment. Being busy at her office desk and so unable to join him in sightseeing. Still, that left him free to choose. If it leaves you free to choose, means it allows you to choose. You can do anything what he want to do. It means what he wanted to do. So as he walked in the park, he grabbed hold of the free end, that free end of the lead of a dog, and that lead is वो रस्सी जो कुत्ते के बांधते हैं, and free end मतलब जो loose वाला end है. One is around the neck and the other is the free end, that is the loose end. So that was the free end of the lead of a dog that was running away from its owner. Then he sat down on a bench, sharing it with a young woman, but first asking her if the seat was free. It means whether the seat was taken or not. If somebody is coming and somebody has gone who is coming back, so if the seat is taken or not. She had an amiable means friendly, and free manner. What does it mean? If somebody has a free manner, it means the person has a relaxed manner. He is free. It means he is relaxed, he can move, and he gave him some advice about sightseeing. You can go and you can see these sites. These are the places of interest. He decided to drive to the outskirts, outskirts of the city. You have the city, suppose this is the boundary of the city. Then this boundary is the outskirt. So outskirts of the city means you will go the outside boundary of the city. So beyond the boundary of the to visit the zoo, he knew that many people dislike zoos, thinking that animals should be allowed to roam free. If it is allowed to roam free means it is allowed to roam without any restriction, allowed to roam in a natural way, means they are allowed to move freely, means they are allowed to roam naturally without any restriction. Rather than be shut up in cages, they are shut up in cages means they are restricted, they are bound to that. But here the animals seem to be quite happy and to have plenty of space to move around. As he looked around, he was amazed at how free with their money some of the parents were, means they were extravagant. They were spending it without any whit of concern. So when it came to buying things for their children, there were queues at all the kiosks selling sweets and ice cream. Well, it was a free country and they could do what they like with their money. It was a free country means there were no restrictions. Got it? So this is the the first one. And what was the title of? It was A Day Out. Now we will move to the chapter 19, and the word of this chapter is bear, and the title of the chapter is Going Home for Christmas. And the word bear has some meanings. I mean, again, it is a verb, and you know how it goes. Verb takes an object and verb has a subject. So which combination will give you a composite meaning? First, who bears, and second, who bears what. So sometimes this composite will give you the meaning, and the other times this composite will give you the meaning. So meaning is not fixed. Meaning is fluid. It evolves. It moves. So see, his teammates bore the injured player. Here bear means carry. Primarily bear has three different meanings. One bear is carry. The other bear is produce. And bear means tolerate. So three predominant meanings of bear are carry. These days, you know, you must have heard COVID-19 virus is airborne. It means it is carried by air. So to carry is to bear. Now here, his teammates bore the injured player off the field. What happens? There was a player injured himself, and he was on the field, so he was not able to walk and move out of the field. So what did he do? What did his teammates do? His teammates bore the injured player off the field. If you bear somebody off the field, it means you take the person out of the field. Very simple. So he bore off the field. They bore the trophy. Bore means carried. So one meaning of and carry is take, right? So one meaning of bear is carry. The other meaning of bear is produce. It will, as the hard work bears the fruit, it will definitely bear the fruit. It means ये फ्रूट को जरूर प्रोड्यूस करेगा. You know, बच्चों को जन्म देना भी क्या कहलाता है? When we go there for child bearing, बच्चे को जन्म देना क्या कहलाएगा? Child bearing. और बच्चों का पालन पोषण करना क्या कहलाएगा? Child rearing. One is child bearing, that is reproducing a child, reproducing an offspring, और child rearing is बच्चों का पालन पोषण करना. That is what we call upbringing. What is that? Upbringing. मतलब you bring the child up. Up means बड़ा हो रहा है, यानी grow कर रहा है. How do you help kids grow? That is your upbringing. So upbringing means आपका लालन पालन और पालन पोषण कैसे हुआ? That is your upbringing. So childhood days में आप क्या होगा? You have the upbringing. So they bore the trophy means they carried the trophy, and it means carry. Home in triumph. Triumph means victory. खुशी खुशी से they bore the trophy in triumph means they bore the trophy happily. If you are triumphant, you are victorious and you are happy. You are in a jubilant mood. So they bore the trophy in triumph means they won the trophy, and say they bore the trophy. But importantly, they were in a jubilant mood. So they were celebrating the victory. The car bore means carry. Foreign license plates. The will bore no signature. The will means वसीयत, और वसीयत पे कोई signature नहीं था. So the will carried no signature. If this carries no signature, it means it is invalid. His face bore signs of weariness. Weariness is tiredness. तो आप थक गए हैं तो it bore means it carried. So here bear means carry. Of a person, if Pam's Peters are bearing the cost, or bear the cost means they will pay that. If who will bear the cost, it means who will bear the cost means who will pay for it. So bear the cost means pay for it. So who will carry the cost, who will shoulder the cost, who will take on the cost. So Pam's parents are bearing the cost of her wedding. Rick's father cannot bear pop music. Bear pop music means cannot tolerate, and to tolerate is to cannot put up with the person. It means you cannot stand, it means you cannot endure, you cannot abide, you cannot tolerate. If you can't stand it, means you can't tolerate it, you can't endure it, you can't abide by it for a long time, you can't put up with it, you can't continue with it, means you can't bear, you can't carry. Of a female person or animal, Emily said that there should be more to women's lives than bearing children. It means only producing the children is not the only purpose of the life of women. They must have also some other purpose. So give birth or to produce. So Emily said that there should be more to women's lives than bearing children. Jack had borne much misfortune. If you born misfortune means you tolerate, you suffer. If you bear means you experience, you suffer, you endure, or you experience, So you undergo that experience. Jack had borne much misfortune in his life. The town had borne much destruction during the war. It means it suffered much destruction during the war. Of a person, Shelley was unpopular at school because he bore tales. It means if you bear tales about the other children to the teacher, it means you carry their tales, carry the story. So people come to know that you are a person, you are a mole. It means you are a secret agent. You are a mole means you will take the information and pass it to the teacher. Now the students will not do anything before you. So in your presence, they will feel, challenged. They will have a sense of insecurity. After all, you may go and tell the teacher. So you are working as an agent, an informant for the teacher. So students, so if you bear tales means you carry tales, you just convey. If there is a person, right? Sue bore no ill will. If you bear no ill will, तो आप किसी व्यक्ति के प्रति दुर्भावना is ill will and sadbhavana is good will. So if you bear no ill will towards her ex-husband, means you carry no durbhavana, you carry no malice, you carry no bad feeling, you carry no bitter feeling towards, have hold, and you harbor no ill will, means you carry or store or hold no ill will. Of crops, etc. Our apple trees bore a great deal of fruit. Bear means carry means produce here. Yield, if a plant produces something, it means there is a yield. So our apple trees yield a great deal of fruit this year, or yielded means gave birth or produced, of a person or vehicle with reference to direction. You should bear right means carry right. It means you turn right. In which direction you should carry, you should take, you should veer, you should turn. or you should maintain what direction, right direction or the left direction. So you should bear right means go right at the next set of traffic lights. So see, here is the passage. It is interesting, right? Language learning is an interesting activity. You come to learn about a culture also. You come to know that there are girlfriends and the boyfriends, but Indian culture we do not have such relationship. And you come to lot many things, what kind of the life they lead. So language is not about words and the meanings only. It is about a lifestyle also. So if you are doing a course in language learning, it is not about only grammar, words, antonyms, synonyms, but it is also about the philosophy of that culture, and the basic scheme of that culture. What are their concepts towards life, how do they deal with their frustration. So you learn a lot of things. What are the different festivals do they have, and then a lot many things. So most importantly, when you are doing a course in language learning, in fact you are learning a new culture, and you will become culturally rich. So if you want to become intelligent, you want to become socially sensitive, you want to become a good human being, at least take a course in language learning. So say Jack and Linda were on their way. If you are on their way, means you are in the middle of your journey. So if you are on your way to spend Christmas with Linda's parents, and they were bearing many gifts, means they were carrying many gifts, Linda had to spend several hours wrapping the gifts. Gift needs wrapping, you wrap the gift, you cover it. So you wrap the gifts and attaching tags to them, bearing the name of the recipient. This gift is for that person, this is for Ramesh, and this is for Ramesh, and this is for Ramesh. All these gifts are for Ramesh. So Ramesh is a greedy man. So we need to, if you are always looking for, I want the gifts, and gifts, then it will become a challenge. One who it's so much after gifts, he will always remain restless, because he expects a lot from the people that they will take care of him. So that's a bad idea. So hours wrapping the gifts and attaching tags to them, bearing the name of the recipient. Having spent a great deal of money, she was glad that her parents were bearing the cost. Bear the cost means who is going to pay for it. So her parents were bearing the cost of Christmas food. This is what happens in European culture. हमारे यहाँ तो only parents bear the cost of, right? हम ऐसी बात भी नहीं करते हैं कि who is going to bear the cost of Christmas food. हमारे यहाँ होली दिवाली हो या रक्षाबंधन हो या और कोई फेस्टिवल हो, भैया दूज हो, do we have such concern who is going to bear the cost of food? Well, I'm not going to bear the cost of Christmas dinner, Christmas lunch. इस बार दीपावली का भोजन मेरे यहाँ होगा and I will pay for it. What? तो जिसके भी हमारे यहाँ तो लोग आते हैं तो भी हम कहते हैं थोड़ा खाओ ना भाई साहब. So it is there, it is expected, but in that culture, the individualism is superior. It means that is very extreme. So people lead isolated and individual lives, and ultimately that has given rise to such facts. These are unpalatable facts of any culture, where people are so much particular about bearing the cost of something that it becomes an event. For us, a festival is a gathering, not an event. It is about meeting everybody. So we never think of it. A few miles back, Jack had announced that he was already tired of Christmas and could not bear to hear another Christmas carol. Right? bear to hear means I can't tolerate these Christmas carols, सब जगह वही चल रहा है. Because he had heard so many in all the shops. Linda had told him that he had better not say. It is advised, you know, when you advise somebody, then हम यही कहते हैं कि you had better take some rest. It means speaker advises the listener that you do it. So you had better not say that to her father. So speaker ने listener को, so who is the speaker? Linda. Linda ने किसको कहा? जैक को. Linda tells Jack that it is better not to say that to her father. So when you advise somebody that this is the right thing for you to do, so to give advice we use had better. You had go means we advise. Got it? So he had better not say that to her father, who was a vicar. Means this is a post. जैसे हमारे यहाँ कोई कलेक्टर हो, वैसे ही वहाँ पर क्या हो? Vicar. In fact, Jack much preferred Linda's mother to her father. Jack को लिंडा की माँ लिंडा के बापू से ज्यादा पसंद थी. So you prefer somebody to somebody. Having born, right? तो कितने बच्चों को जन्म दिया था उन्होंने? Having born and raised. You raise a child means you bring up, right? You rear that child. As well as Linda, 5 son or Linda 6, Mrs. Black was not surprised or offended by anything. Mrs. Black was not surprised or offended. क्योंकि अब इतने 5-5, 6-6 बच्चों को पालते पोसते you just cultivate, you know, the extreme degree of patience. So she was not surprised or offended by anything that young people said or did, despite the fact that she had a lot of pain to bear. Pain to bear means pain to suffer, pain to tolerate. She had a lot of, being a sufferer from arthritis. She had arthritis, so she had to bear a lot of pain. She was almost always good humored. If you are good humored means आप हंस के बात करते हैं, आप कभी नाराज नहीं होते. You are not, you know, restless. You are happy. आपको लगता है और बेटे कैसे हो, सब अच्छा है. आपको लगता है आंटी इतना खुश कैसे रखती है. आंटी इसलिए खुश रहती है क्योंकि आंटी कैसी है? गुड ह्यूमर्ड है. उनका ह्यूमर जो है वो इल ह्यूमर नहीं है. She is good humored. All had not always been well between Jack and Linda's father, because one of the Reverend Black's congregation मतलब जब वो इकट्ठे हुए सब लोग, and that congregation had borne tales to him about Jack's rather wild youth. तो ऐसा पता चला कि कोई रेवरेंड ब्लैक का जो कॉन्ग्रीगेशन था, उन्होंने सूचना दी किनको? लिंडा के फादर को. और ये बताया कि जैक जो है वो जवानी में क्या था? बहुत ही वाइल्ड है. ही इज नॉट वेल मैनर्ड. When Jack explained that that was all in the past. अब मैं वो बदमाशियां नहीं करता है. Very much disciplined. He had agreed to say no more about it. He agreed that he will not say anything about it. Certainly he bore Jack no obvious grudge. इसका मतलब जैक के साथ उसकी कोई obvious complaint नहीं थी. Carried no passing holly trees which were bearing lots of berries. You know, Christmas or berries पे Christmas tree is a holly tree or yew tree is a holly tree. और उन पर क्या था? They were bearing means bearing lot of berries means they had produced, they had given, they were carrying lot of berries. Cheer Jack up. Cheer somebody up means किसी का मूड अच्छा कर देना. Cheer up, bear up. As Linda told him to bear right. Bear right means which direction to take. take right direction at the roundabout to get to her parents' house. So this is how you take the direction. You take a direction that way, and this is interesting. I hope you got it. So what is, we have done another 2. Now there are some 6 more chapters to go that we will do within this week. I mean, tomorrow is Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So in these 3 days we will do 6 chapters and volume 1 will be over. Once this basic part is done, then we always go for, if you really want to do a course in language learning or vocabulary building, then you can always contact us, because for advanced level of vocabulary building we have dedicated course. So we will not take it on air. We do that to a limited membership that is not available, and to all, that is not available for free. In fact, that comes for some charges, that comes for a fee, and that's there. So thank you. I enjoyed really well. Enjoyed a lot, or enjoyed well. I enjoyed a lot. So that's there. Thank you for being with us. Have a nice day ahead.